I'm so tired. That's one way to start. Hi everyone, welcome to Talk and Chalk. I'm Beck, and today I went to a full day of professional learning on outdoor education. I got burnt a little bit. I wasn't expecting to be outside as much as we were. Not a problem though, totally worth it. I feel exhausted and I could have waited a day to do this video, but I've got so much turning through my head. I want to get it out while it's in my head. Before I get into that though, I need to say thank you to all the people that were there today that came up to say hello to me. It's so nice to meet people in person who either comment or message or whatever. It's great to meet you, and just, you know, it's very nice of you to give me the feedback that you do on the videos and how you use it, what works for you, or the things that you like, or the fact that, you know, we're kind of on par with each other and same train of thought. So that's always lovely to meet people. I met a fair few people today that recognized me, so it was really cool. But this was at a school, and the professional learning was on outdoor education, and there were just various workshops that you could do. And I went to this for, I guess, a variety of reasons. There were different workshops I wanted to go to for different reasons. And it was great to see a principal giving a keynote and seeing it from that leadership perspective. Oh, everything moving around my burn now. And seeing teachers running workshops. I love watching teachers run workshops. It's so cool to see people who are just passionate and enthused about what they're doing, and to be able to just, you know, relate it to what's actually happening with kids in the classroom. That's really, really cool. So hats off to the people that, you know, put all the work into it to do it. Because, you know, from a teaching perspective, we're time poor. We already know that we don't have much time in the world. So to be able to do that and take the time to do that is, you know, everyone appreciates it pretty much. But I found this week, because this week I attended that PL today, and then I also co-facilitated some professional learning earlier in the week. And I'm finding that across the board, there is always a consistent concern of teachers who want to take something back to their school that it's just not on par with the executive. And some of it's understandable, some of it comes down to budget, some of it comes down to timing, school values, plans, that sort of a thing. You know, there's no point implementing, you know, a golf program in your school if the community is not interested in golf and the kids aren't interested in golf and there's no teachers that know anything about golf and you're the only person. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle. But, you know, if it's something that you think is a need in a school and you really want to go for it, I wouldn't tell you to shut it down. You know, go for gold. That's your goal. You need to go into it realistically though. But that consistency that's there is what, sorry, not consistency, that concern that is there is what prevents people from taking a lot of great professional learning back to their school. They'll talk about it, but then not take action on it. And sometimes, I know a lot of people do, they try and then feel that they get shut down, and it happens. I'm not going to deny that that happens. There's people that will take it back and say it's a great idea, but then the to-do list is there, the workload is there, and then somehow it gets lost. And I want to reassure you too that executives go back feeling the same thing. Even principals will go back to school feeling the same thing. They'll go to a conference and hear a keynote or hear a story about something, or attend a workshop on something that they think, you know what, I can take this back to my school, this will be really, really good. I can guarantee you the principal most times is in their head thinking, what if the staff don't want to do it? I don't know if I can get my staff to do this. I don't know if I can get my team to do this. Or the AP is going back going, you know, I know your team will do it, but I don't think my team will want to do it. Or, you know, they have those same doubts, those reservations. It's very similar for all of us, you know, that want to go back and try something new in our school, or create change in our school, create a new culture. I loved being at a school for this PL today because I was a bit sneaky, and a lot of it was all outdoors. But I'm tall, so I either stand at the back or sit at the back. I'm usually at the back, and it's not necessarily because I want to hide. It's because I'm tall. I don't want to get in people's way. So from that point though, I get that sort of vantage point where I can kind of peer around and look at other things, and just being able to see the students in this school actually connect with all of those outdoor spaces that were there. I saw kids going out to put something into the worm farm, kids taking the recycling out. I saw gardening. I saw kids picking up rubbish and cleaning the garden beds, and it was quite obviously not staged. This was natural habit. It was practice for these kids. It's in their culture, and I know this school hasn't always had that. It's been a built up culture, and just the practices that were going on were amazing, which meant that, you know, stuff that you were doing with those teachers there was just so much more purposeful. Getting sidetracked though. So being able to take it back into your school. So one of the workshops that I went to was citizen science, and the presenter there pretty much targeted really specific ways that you could implement that change in your classroom first. And I really related to this because this is what I try and tell people who I'm mentoring in their leadership aspirations, is that you don't need a name badge that says AP to be a leader. Your leaders are defined by your leadership is defined by your actions. And it doesn't matter whether you've got that title or not. You can be established as a leader or a role model or a guide or whatever in your school based on your actions. So if you've gone to a PL, and I'm going to use this environmental education, outdoor education as an example, since that's what I did today. If you want to go back and create something new with that or create change with that, you always have the scope of your classroom to be able to do those things. The best way you can create change is by role modeling it and sharing it with others. So if you can do those things in your class, those lessons or activities or whatever it is, take photos of it, share it, put it on display. If you've made an artwork that goes with it, or a piece of writing that goes with it, or whatever, share it. Put it outside on the windows for people to see at lunchtime, and anything on windows kids will want to go up and point out and show off or anything like that. Send it to the class next door and say, look at this wonderful work. And then that teacher later, you either go up to them and go, oh, what do you think of that? Or they'll come up and ask you what that's all about. And you go, oh, look, I'll come in and do a demo lesson if you want to, or let's team teach, we'll do it together next time. And put that offer out there, because chances are that's when people will come on board, and that's when you'll get recognized as someone who's trying to create positive change and great impact in your school. And so I don't want people to be deterred by that barrier, whether it's real or not, that it will never happen because someone else doesn't want it. If you want it, you can make it happen, even if it's just within your class, even if it's just within your stage or grade or whatever it is that you're doing. You can make those changes happen. And same for any leaders that are watching as well. If you think the staff are apprehensive, the best way to be able to get anyone on board is to lead by example. You have to show people how beneficial it is, how, I guess, easy it can be once you get into the swing of things. Excuse me, you need to be able to show that it's purposeful, that it's meaningful, that it's not tokenistic. I got to make a bee hotel today. Oh, I wish I had it. It's in my bag. If you look at my Facebook or Twitter or anything, I've been spamming pictures of it because it just looks so cute. So it was an offcut from a wattle tree, I think it was, and I like sawed. That was not fun. Sawed a log off, and then you get drills and drill holes into the end of the piece of wood. I think it was 10 centimeters deep in different sizes, and it becomes a beehive. And these are not for honeybees. These are for other bees, which I'm too tired to remember what they are now, but they're not aggressive. They're not stinging bees, so it's not dangerous, and you hang it up anyway, or you can keep it away from the kids. But this is the kind of thing where bees will then come in, and that's a habitat for them, and this is encouraging change in our environment. This is something that would be one-off activity that you could revisit with the kids later on, and that doesn't need to be a whole school education program for that to happen. That's a STEM lesson, that's a science lesson. You'd be able to do that in your classroom. Find a space to hang it up and revisit it. Take photos, put it in the newsletter, put it on the Facebook page. Say to parents, hey, you guys want to make one at home? This is really, really cool. Do you want more information? Come and see me. Get the kids to write an information piece of writing on it and put it in the newsletter, or on Dojo, or on Google Classroom or Seesaw, whatever. and share it, because there is a very, very good chance that there'll be at least one parent that says, hey, tell me more. And that's your stepping stone to making those things grow. So if you've gone to any professional learning, I would highly recommend that you go back and do what you think you need to do to try and get executive on board, other teachers on board. Be prepared that there'll be people that won't want to do it, because everyone's got their own thing on their own plate and their own goals. But don't let that shut you down. Don't let that be a driving force where you go, oh well, too bad, so sad, I just can't do it. You should be able to do it, and be able to push through for it. It's amazing though how much overload you get in your head when you go to professional learning day. I've come away with so many things that I either want to try or do or share or help others access, and my brain's in overload at the moment on a way that I want to do it to the point where I'm feeling exhausted. So I think we're going to put some aloe vera on my burn and probably have an early night, and then just, yeah, rejig these thoughts that are in my head after a great day of learning. If you want to do the PL that I'm talking about, it was called Outdoor Education and Gardens or something. It was on my PL. If I can find a link, I'll put it down below. And also below, if you want to follow me on Twitter and Facebook or anything, I don't spam. I just share the things that I'm doing in my teaching, or at the moment I'm in a corporate role, so I'm not too much sharing from there. More the school stuff that I'm doing. But also, if you want to come to professional learning, you know, with me, I'm on various committees and things throughout the year. There's always opportunities to do that. So, I mean, if you want to message me and ask me about anything, feel free, go for it. It's always best to message me usually through the Facebook page, is where most people message me. And thank you very much to all the lovely people that have inquired about the guided reading. That's been very popular at the moment, and that's definitely kept me busy. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet there. I'm going to pop down my link here, so if you want to subscribe, you can click on that by hovering over it to subscribe. I'll put, I don't even know what, another video at the top there. And I very much look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I'm going to be definitely more awake and refreshed.